clean and beautiful. Folks, if Kamala Harris was going to change and fix something, she would have already done it. So here's what we need to do. We need to fire the failure and hire the fighter.
皆さん、こんにちは。
There's only one person that will fight for everyone, and that is President
現地から生配信しています。盛り上がってます。回線の影響で途中で切れてしまうかもしれませんが。
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage congressional candidate Ryan McKenzie.
Ryan McKenzie, and I am also so proud to be your Republican nominee for U.S. Congress.
Yes.
途中で映らなくなったら終わりになっちゃいますが、ギリギリまでやります。
We can right track, but we can only do it by getting out and voting and electing myself and firing Susan Wild. To the U.S. Senate and sending Donald Trump back to the White House. The energy and excitement that it is in this room, we have been seeing all across the Lehigh Valley. We have been going from Lehigh County to Northampton County, Carbon County, and Monroe. And in every portion of this district, people are looking for change. They have seen the failure of Joe Biden and Susan Wild for the past number of years. And that has led to economic heartbreak. It has led to inflation that is making it difficult for ends meet. It has led to a wide open southern border that is leaving our country less secure and our communities less safe. And it has also led to chaos around the world. The only way that we get real change is by getting out and voting, though. And it's not good enough to just recognize that we want change in this country and to get out and vote. We need to elect leaders who will actually make the changes that benefit the American people. We need to go back to Washington and rein in the wasteful spending that has been driving inflation. We need to build the wall and secure the southern border. And we need leaders like Donald Trump who bring peace around the world. We have that opportunity. As residents of the Lehigh Valley and residents of Pennsylvania, we have a unique opportunity. Because not only can we send Donald J. Trump back to the White House, but we can send Susan Wild packing. And that is so important, because if we do all the hard work to elect Donald J. Trump back to the White House, he needs a Congress that is going to back him up and enact all these policies that help America get back to its position of leadership in the world. So I want to say thank you to all of you for being here as we welcome Donald J. Trump back to the Lehigh Valley. But it's not enough. My request for you is that we go out over the next week. If you have not sent back your mail-in ballot, make sure you get it back in. If you're going to the polls on Election Day, have a plan to get to the polls and make sure that your vote is going to be cast and counted. And You need to make sure that your friends, your family, and everybody else who is maybe on the fence or is not considering voting, to make sure you drag them to the polls and tell them the importance of their vote and getting America back on the right track. So I want to close with a little call and response. Are you ready to fire Susan Wild? Are you ready to send David McCormick to the U.S. Senate? And are you ready to send Donald Trump back to the White House? That's it, my friends. Vote, vote, vote. Thank you. God bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Congressman Dan User.
Let's go! Hello, Allentown, Pennsylvania. And welcome everybody else. Ryan McKenzie, great job. We're gonna elect Ryan next week. We need him in the House.
What?
So, let's finish this. What do you say? We're here to support and re-elect Donald J. Trump, the 47th President of the United States, and make America safe again, prosperous again, healthy again, strong again, and you know the last part, great again. This election should not even be close. Let's review the record of Kamala Harris for a moment. She engaged the cover of Joe Biden's mental decline, saying he was sharp as a tack just weeks before forcing him out. After forcing Biden out, she was selected, not elected. During her time in office, we have had endless crises, open borders, fentanyl deaths of Americans, an energy crisis, putting Venezuela over Pennsylvania, Tehran over Toronto, an administration focused more on DEI than military readiness. And how about public safety and support for our men and women in blue? From Kamala Harris and Rose. Violent crime is up nearly 25% in almost every major city during her tenure. Harris is back defunding the police, ending cash bail, eliminating mandatory sentences, and is strongly supported by George Soros and his family. How about the Trump-Harris debate with David Muir, ABC, tried to fake fact-check President Trump's statement that crime was up. Boom. We all knew DJT was right, and the FBI, soon after the debate, quietly corrected the manipulated crime numbers, vindicating what President Trump said and what the American people knew all along. Trump was right. Trump was right, and you know what? We have had enough. And it is no wonder, while President Trump is getting all the police, law enforcement, and sheriff's endorsements, and you know what, folks? Let's hear it for our brave law enforcement officers. Thank you. Thank you for your service. And Harris has been perhaps even worse when it comes to our economy. She leaves behind a broken border, broken economy, broken world. And she expects to get re-elected president with that record? Is she fragging kidding me? And you know what, a quick word on this Tim Walz character. One thing you can say about him, he's much better at loading tampons into two boys' bathrooms than he is at loading a shotgun, I can tell you that. Now let's take a quick look at why we support President Trump. He withstood and fought back from the Russia Russia hoax, the BS from 51 intelligence officials who shamefully dismissed the Hunter Biden laptop story as Russian disinformation. And you know what? A shameful list that General Kelly has just joined. He beat Hillary Clinton despite all of this, and he beat an outrageous impeachment trial over a phone call with Zelensky about a topic which actually proved to be true in the end. And DJT's presidency created the strongest national security and economy, perhaps in the history of our great nation. And we know he will do it again. And once announcing he was going to run, he's been indicted, he's been fined, he's been investigated. He withstood weaponized courts, attempts to be thrown off the ballot, and assassination attempts. But we all know Donald J. Trump is standing strong and ready more than ever to, as you just said, fight, fight, fight! We in Pennsylvania get the last word when we elect President Donald J. Trump the next President of the United States. A vote for Donald Trump is a vote for border security, sound energy policy, fiscal restraint, with Elon Musk leading the Efficiency Commission. How's that? And a patriotic military. And you know what? Let's knock this roof off thanking our men and women in our military. Thank you, our veterans. Thank you, our active military. Thank you for your service. Thank you for fighting for our freedom. Thank you. We all know as well, a vote for President Trump is a vote for peace through strength and common sense. Like no boys playing in girls' sports. Or for a drag queen story hour for first graders. What the hell? Ladies and gentlemen, how about a president that has a strict love and adherence to the United States Constitution and to we the people? Pennsylvania and our Democrat Republic are on the ballot. And we will get what we vote for, won't we? So let's vote for Donald J. Trump, JD Vance over the next 4 years. We ain't seen nothing yet. Let's dream big, America. Let's vote, vote, vote. Make it too big to ring. Let's go, Pennsylvania.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage United States Shadow Senator from Puerto Rico, Zoraida Dixon.
Well, Pennsylvanians, welcome. It is great to be back here in Allentown. My name is Zoraida Dixon, and I am the Republican United States Shadow Senator from a beautiful island where I was born and raised. Indeed, a community very well anchored with steadfast conservative values of family, faith, economic freedom, and deep, deep love of country. Blessed by God, that is home, that is Puerto Rico. So, we won't get rattled. We won't yield to ignorance, foolishness, irrational thoughtlessness. We will remain focused on what is very important,
あ、そう、勉
We
強した。
all share a
いや、
desire
さっきなんか音楽っぽい。
change for the good. The course that our nation has been wrongfully placed by the Biden-Harris administration must be reversed. Failed policies in the economy and energy production that have driven up your cost of living and that have you struggling every month to pay your bills.
そう、自分で
Failed
入手したら。
policies in matters of border security, law enforcement, immigration that have caused a great deal of chaos, a surge in violent crime across the nation, drug smuggling, and that have you feeling unsafe and unprotected. That is the record of Kamala Harris as border czar and VP for the last almost 40 years in power. I feel your pain. I'm with you. The crisis that our nation is going through is not a result of a natural disaster. It's a direct consequence of the actions and omissions of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. There are close to 6 million Puerto Ricans stateside, in addition to the 3.2 million American citizens that live on the island. And nearly 500,000 have made the Keystone State their home state. We are part of the Hispanic American force of 65 million. We Hispanics are part of the soul of this country. We have made a difference, and we will again make a difference in this current election to bring about much needed change. With everything that is going on and will happen during the final stretch, it's easy to get distracted or misled by propaganda, emotional manipulation, and distortion of the truth and facts. I urge you, thank you. I urge you to watch out and stay focused on what is truly important when you go to cast your vote. We need change, and Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are not the option to bring about the kind of change that you need and want, and certainly not the strong leadership that the United States as a nation needs during these times of turmoil. Kamala Harris's harmful record is there to see. She had so many opportunities as VP to improve your lives, even during the first 2 years with full control of the House and the Senate. Without a doubt, she failed to deliver. We don't need to take more empty promises, don't we? We don't need that. We don't need evasive answers to the questions for which we want direct answers. What we need is someone who can and will deliver results for all. Someone who has experience and a proven record of accomplishments, who kept inflation under control, who crafted a prosperous economy, who kept our borders secure, who will again achieve energy independence for the United States. Who understands the complexities of the world economy. Who can make a deal happen to end the war in Ukraine and bring stability to the Middle East region. And who's the man? That is Donald J. Trump. future is in your hands. Your vote is the most powerful tool you have to bring about change. And for Latinos, dale a Trump la fuerza de tu voto. For those reasons, among many others, I strongly and fully support and endorse Donald J. Trump to be our 47th president. To make America great again. And of course, to make Puerto Rico shine again. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage United States Senator Marco Rubio.
Wow, Pennsylvania. You guys are the new Florida. I bet your TV stations are loving it. You know how many commercials these guys are getting? Are you tired of commercials? Are you ready to vote? Well, we're going to win in Florida too. And, you know, Florida's not just my home. It's the home of the 45th and soon to be 47th President of the United States. Thank you. You know what, this is now my third rally in 5 days, Trump rallies. We were in Nevada, we were in Arizona, we're here with you today. He's not doing many rallies in Florida anymore because he's focused on these places that are so key to victory. But he'll be there on Tuesday night to celebrate his victory if you guys want to come down to Palm Beach County. You know what strikes me about these rallies that I think is often missed? Is these are happy things. You guys are happy people. You're excited people. These are people that are excited about America and excited about its future because of what we're about to do on Tuesday. What you're about to do on Tuesday. And it strikes me, I want to compare that for a moment to what I think it has to be. I think it is the nastiest, ugliest, most dangerously destructive messaging in a campaign close in modern American history that we're seeing out of Kamala Harris in her campaign. This is nasty stuff. Nasty stuff. Just in the last week, she said, this thing, they're obsessed with this word fascist. You heard them saying these things? And then you have the guy that she picked that they want people to vote for to be the next vice president of the United States, comparing supporters of Donald Trump to the Nazis in Germany. By the way, Hillary Clinton said the exact same thing, the same thing. Like, usually, took that line. Did you hear him say that? He was still not going to Trump.
But he meant in the political sense. He meant whatever. Anyways, this stuff is not coming from like random. These are like the guy who wants to be vice president, failed presidential candidate in 2016. Has she conceded that election yet? I don't think she's conceded 2016. And then MSNBC. I won't forget it. Never mind. Dangerous, nasty stuff. Really one of the most negative, vile, hate campaigns that I've seen of any candidate. Compare that to the joy and the happiness that we're campaigning on to make sure we elect Donald Trump the next president of the United States. Why, if you are winning, why are you so confident you're going to win? Why are you so confident that people are behind you? Would you get so vile and so dangerously divisive in the way that they're doing it? Well, because they're desperate, because they know they're going to lose. But most importantly, because what do they not want to talk about? What does she not want this campaign to be about? She wants it to be about fascists. She wants it to be about the smear of Nazism, which is ridiculous. She doesn't want it to be about her record. And if I had her record, I wouldn't want it to be about my record either. What is her record? And here's where we get serious, because this is important. We're talking about the record here, okay? Her record, number one, is she has allowed a migratory crisis where our border's been overrun by not just millions of people from all over the world, but at least 14,000 people that our own government has told us are convicted killers and murderers and dangerous criminals in their own country. And you know, they like to spark up outrage. Here's what people should be outraged by. Here's what I'm outraged by. Here's what I'm sure you're outraged by. I'm outraged about what happened to a young lady named Jocelyn Newberry. She was 12 years old. Okay? She was abducted. She was tortured. She was murdered. She was dumped in a ditch by members of the Tren de Agua gang that were allowed into this country under the Harris administration and released into our streets under this administration. That's a record. That's what they want to focus. That's what they don't want to focus on. What about Kayla Hamilton? A young 20-year-old woman who worked very hard to overcome autism, was finally finding her way in the world. She was strangled to death in her home with a phone cord by members of an MS-13 gang, allowed into this country illegally, released into the streets under this administration. That's the record. That's the record. That's the record. The record is about destroying our economy, completely destroying our economy. Today, 2 out of 3 Americans, over 66%, say they're living paycheck to paycheck, at least paycheck to paycheck. There are some people that are getting paid on Friday and they run out of money by Monday because it costs so much. That's the record. Their record is a 60% increase in small business bankruptcies. That's their record. Their record is a world that's broken out into wars and chaos that threaten to pull us in, that threaten to pull our young men and women into armed conflict around the world. That's their record. So of course they don't want to run on their record. Of course they want to run on all these other things and create these distractions, but we will not allow it. We'll continue to tell the truth, and the American people will know that truth, and you will see it on Tuesday night when we see the votes come in. You know the most outrageous thing, perhaps of all? With a record like this, she was asked in an interview, she was asked, would you do anything different? No. Migratory crisis, the murder of innocent Americans by people in this country illegally, allowing criminals into this country like that, the destruction of our economy, the world falling apart, and they asked her, would you do anything differently? And I said, I can't think of anything.
I come from the middle class.
That should be our campaign commercial, right? Let me segue here for just a moment if you allow me. colleagues, because there's media here that covers the news in Spanish. I'd like to say a few things in Spanish. Primarily because I like the way I say it a lot better than the translator does. Le quiero hablar a los hispanos de Pennsylvania y del país, porque hemos llegado a ese momento en una campaña sumamente importante, una campaña de gran importancia para el futuro de este país y para el futuro de su familia. Aquí lo que está en juego es muy serio. Tenemos una crisis migratoria y este es un país de inmigrantes. Siempre se ha celebrado la inmigración legal, pero lo que tenemos es una crisis migratoria en que criminales se han infiltrado dentro de este país. ¿Y dónde van estos criminales? Van a nuestras comunidades a hacer daño, van a nuestras comunidades a aterrorizar a poblaciones y a personas inocentes. Eso es el récord de esta administración. Tenemos una crisis económica. El costo de la vida está acabando con el bolsillo de los trabajadores en este país. Y los pequeños comerciantes que no pueden funcionar, que están yendo a la quiebra bajo esta administración. Estamos viviendo en un mundo que se ha vuelto en llamas, en fuego. They understood el fuego, right? El fuego. Fire, it's on fire. Un mundo que nos amenaza con una guerra. ¿Y quién ustedes creen que van a tener que pelear en una guerra si sigue así? Sus hijos, sus nietos, nuestro futuro. Esa es la realidad y por eso lo van a tratar de distraerlo con todo tipo de distracción. Hablando de tonterías y boberías y nombretes y todo lo demás. No permitan que eso ocurra. Aquí lo que está en juego es el futuro de este país. Y interesantemente, y esto pasa en todas las elecciones, salen artistas y cantantes y actores, tienen todo el derecho a pagar a quien quiera que ellos apoyen. Pero ellos no tienen que preocuparse del costo de la vida. Ellos no tienen que preocuparse de que nos vayan a asaltar, ellos tienen protección. No permitan que quiten el enfoque sobre lo que importa en esta campaña. Lo que importa es lo siguiente: si Kamala Harris gana, nuestro futuro es un futuro de pobreza, inseguridad y guerra. Pero si Donald Trump es nuestro próximo presidente, nuestro futuro es un futuro de prosperidad, de seguridad y de paz. I love giving in Spanish because it's so much more passionate in Spanish. When it comes across that way, and in case you want, basically what I said is I saved a bunch of money by switching to Geico. In case you're wondering what I was all right, so we have this campaign of all this irresponsible talk and trying to distract us from the issues that matter. And at the end of the day, this is a campaign of dangerous hate and division. Compare that to what Donald Trump is talking about. Here's what he's talking about. Donald Trump is saying, these people destroyed your economy, elect me your president, and I will fix it. That's what he's talking about. That matters to you. Donald Trump is saying these people opened our border. They've allowed criminals from all over the world to pour into our country and terrorize innocent Americans. But if you elect him president, he will close that border, he will stop that insecurity, and he will make Americans his priority. And Donald Trump is saying the world, since Joe Biden took over, Kamala Harris was there for all of this, has gone crazy. We were humiliated by the Taliban in Afghanistan. Run out and shame. Innocent, actually brave men and women in uniform lost their lives in that shameful retreat under Joe Biden. And since that moment, the world has spun completely out of control. And you know what Donald Trump is saying? When he's president, that ends, our enemies will know we're strong, and that will bring about peace and avoid war. You know, here's an observation I think you probably shared. If you're watching and looking at the audience tonight, you'll see it. I see it right now. Donald J. Trump has put together the most fascinating, most diverse coalition of Americans from every race, every ethnicity, every walk of life, American political, modern, contemporary history. Unbelievable. fighting chance of USA. For whatever reason. But look, he's put together this incredible coalition. Oftentimes, you'll be at a Trump rally, like the speaker before you would disagree with him on 20% of the issues. Another person, different background. Maybe they were from a different party. He's got people who be Democrats that have left the Democratic Party because they're not insane and they don't want to be part of an insane movement. He has, but ultimately, if you think about this extraordinary coalition of support, which is really fascinating, what is it that unites it? The answer is not just love for our country, but we are tired. We are tired of being a country where everything is bad news. We're tired of being a country constantly in fear of what's next, what's going to happen now, another bad headline about something happening bad in the world, and we can't do anything about it, or bad headlines about what's coming next in our economy, or bad headlines about things that are going to cost more, we just have to put up with it. People are tired. They want to be hopeful again. They want to be joyful again. They want to believe in a prosperous America again. They want a better future again. That's it. That is the glue that holds this coalition together. By the way, it reminds us too that American, and I said this at the convention, American has never been a skin color. American has never been where your parents are born. American, anyone who comes here legally, works hard. I was blessed to be born a citizen of this country. Others chose to be Americans because they love this country so deeply. But American is anyone who is here, who wants to move this country forward and believes that our rights come from God, family is more important than government, and that this is the greatest country in the history of the world. That's America. Who love their country and are ready to claim its future, the kind of future our children deserve. A nation that's hopeful, a nation that's optimistic, a nation that's confronting its challenges and fixing its problems so our children can have what we had. The greatest country in the history of the world, the strongest country in the history of the world, the best country in the history of the world. And so they run on Nazis and fascism, and we run on that, because that's what matters, and that's what Donald Trump is campaigning on. The eyes of the country are upon you here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. They truly are. Oh yeah. We're going to be watching what happens here, because everyone knows that how it goes here is probably how this election is going to turn out. At this extraordinary moment in our history, you've been given the blessing and the opportunity not just to save our country, but to write the next great chapter in the story of a great country. And you can do that. You can do that by electing a new U.S. Senator, David Warren. And you can do that by making Donald J. Trump our president again. Our president again, together with him, we will make America great again. Thank you. God bless you.
サブチャンネルが映んなかったのは音楽。
If you have a Nissan Rogue, a black Nissan Rogue, license plate Massachusetts 3ZLY83, please report to your car immediately on Linden Street. Again, a black Nissan Rogue, Massachusetts license plate 3ZLY83. Please respond to your car immediately. Thank you.
トランプ大統領の演説の時間ですけど、音楽でもう3曲ぐらい音楽流れてるのはまだ来てないんでしょうね、今日。多忙じゃないですか。これだって今日2つ目か3つ目ですよね。だから来てないんですよ。音楽がずっと流してる、音楽を。また流れた。
welcome to the stage Attorney and Senior Advisor to President Donald J. Trump, Alina Habba.
まだトランプ到着待ちだ。
My little sister went to a little school called Muhlenberg. And I happen to be a graduate of the great Lehigh University. So it feels good to be back to a place I called home for a while. I love you, Pennsylvania. I miss it here. I miss it here. We've got 7 days to save our babies from the complete corruption and destruction of the Harris-Biden regime. Are you ready to vote and get this done? I happen to be here with the greatest president that America has ever seen, who is right behind that curtain. You see, when I went to college back in 2002, when I went to college, I didn't realize that I was getting educated to go to law school to learn about something called the Constitution, which is something that they don't seem to give a damn about. And I have had the greatest privilege over the last 3.5 years representing President Trump in what has been the utmost lawfare, witch hunts, and DOJ corruption from the top all the way down. And they thought they were going to stop my president, but guess what they did? They made us stronger. Because Americans are not stupid.
You're gonna get a way better video.
We see what you're doing. We got the memo. And your games are getting old. So now it is time to talk about a couple things that are very important, because if there is anybody undecided, which right now it's looking like Pennsylvania looks very red to me. But if there is anybody even a little bit undecided, I want you to look at a couple things. I am a mom. I have 3 beautiful children. And my daughter said to me, Mom, I have a really good campaign message for you. I said, what is it, honey? She called me yesterday. She said, your next speech, just say, if you want a leader that loves America, that loves children, and that loves God, vote for President Trump. And if you want to turn into North Korea, vote for Kamala Harris. That's from my 9-year-old. See, I don't believe in open borders. I believe in fair immigration, because my parents are also first generation. I'm a first generation American, and I am so proud. But I was given this opportunity to speak to those people that have come here from third world countries. If we do not take care of our borders, if we do not take care of our children, if we stop bribing America with garbage loan forgiveness that ends up costing us at the end, and if we do not protect women and uplift them, and President Trump has uplifted me, we will have no country. So, I need you to go to swap the vote. I need you to make sure you are voting. Make sure you take your friends, your family, your grandma, your cousin. Vote for President Trump, and let's save this great nation. God bless
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Congressman Wesley Hunt.
famously said, if there is no struggle, there is no progress. For those who profess freedom yet appreciate agitation are men who want crops without plowing up the ground. They want rain without thunder and lightning. They want the ocean without the awful roar of its many waters. The struggle may be a moral one or a physical one, or it may be both moral and physical, but there must be a struggle. For power concedes nothing without a demand. It never did, and it never will. He began that quote by saying, if there is no struggle, there is no progress. We have struggled mightily for the past 4 years, and Donald John Trump will be our progress. I hail from Houston, Texas. I'm a combat veteran. Apache pilot. I flew 55 combat missions in Baghdad, and I tell you what, I know a fighter when I see one. And the brave men and women here, along with President Trump, we are fighters. President Trump is our fighter. I want America to know something. This is not about black people. This is not about white people. It's not about Hispanic people or Asian people. This is about my fellow Americans stepping up in the most crucial election of our lifetimes. Do not let them call us fascists. Do not let them call us Nazis. Do not let them call us racist. The only thing that we want is our great nation back. When I'm in rooms like this, the only thing I see are my fellow Americans, my fellow patriots. If you're sick of what's happening at our southern border, if you're sick of what we're seeing with our economy, if you are sick of being on the verge of World War III, well, guess what? I have a solution for you. It is President Trump. And on November the 5th, we will, as a nation, take our country back. Runs right through your state. We need every single brave patriot in this state to show up and vote. Vote like your life depends on it, because it's all we've got. And together, we as a nation on November the 5th, we will make America great again. May God bless you, and may God bless these United States of America. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Chairman of the Republican National Committee, Chairman Michael Whatley.
We talk about the states that really matter. A lot of conversation about Arizona, Nevada, Georgia, North Carolina, Wisconsin, Michigan. But there is no state that matters more than Pennsylvania. And when we talk about how to win a battleground state, it really comes down to a couple of pretty simple concepts. We are going to get out the vote, and we are going to protect the ballot. Now, I know that a lot of you today have seen these videos of people being turned away at the polls in places like Delaware County and Bucks County. Last night we even saw one of our great local leaders, Val Biancaviello, arrested at the polls for telling people to stay in line. All she was doing was telling folks, stay and vote. They took her away in handcuffs. Folks, here's what's happening. Democrat election officials are seeing our numbers. They're seeing our turnout. They are seeing us breaking early vote records across Pennsylvania. They are terrified and they want to stop our momentum. We're going to suppress our votes. We are going to fight. The Trump-Vance campaign has just filed a huge lawsuit against Bucks County for turning away our votes. We are going to fight this thing in court, and all we ask of you is to stay in line. Donald Trump needs your votes. Donald Trump needs Pennsylvania. And America needs Pennsylvania. We are going to swamp the vote, and we are not going to let the Democrats stop us. 9 years ago, Donald Trump came down that escalator at Trump Tower and said that he was going to make America great again by protecting our southern border, by rebuilding our economy, and making sure that America was strong enough to protect our interests and our allies around the world. Tonight, at the end of that road, as we enter the last 7 days before this election, Donald Trump is still fighting every single day for every single American and every single family and every single vote. Kamala Harris, our borders are. You led the way in dismantling the most secure southern border we've ever had and ushering 10 to 15 to 20 million illegal immigrants into the United States and made Pennsylvania a border state. Kamala Harris, who cast the tie-breaking vote on $2.5 trillion worth of unnecessary, unneeded, inflationary spending that sent your gasoline prices through the roof, your grocery prices through the roof, your housing prices through the roof. Kamala Harris, who went to a confab with all the European leaders and told President Putin, do not invade Ukraine. 5 days later, he invaded Ukraine. Ladies and gentlemen, America is weak. And when America is weak, the world is a more dangerous place. We need a strong president. We need a president like Donald J. Trump, who on day one is going to secure our southern border. strong like Donald Trump, who will get up off the stage like this one after he's been shot and let everybody know he's okay and tell him to fight, fight, fight. So thank you for coming out tonight. Thank you for your support, and thank you. Because of you, we are going to carry Pennsylvania. We are going to expand our majority in the House. We are going to send Dave McCormick to the Senate and flip that Senate. And we are going to send Donald J. Trump back to the White House as our 47th president.
We were the forward element. It was $100 war. So the first 2 days we saw a lot of action. When the war was over and they flew us back to North Carolina at Camp Lejeune because we were reservists that were activated to active duty, and we were supposed to get on a plane to go home and see our families. Somebody had messed something up to where the plane didn't arrive. So there was 295 of us. Nobody was telling us anything, and we had no way of contacting. There was no cell phones. Everybody was at the airport, so there was no way of contacting them to let them know that we weren't coming. And then they broke the news to us that we were going to have to go back to the barracks, and they didn't know when we would be able to fly home because no plane showed up for us. And then all of a sudden, the major, he comes out and he goes, we might have a chance to go home, boys. There was a billionaire that he heard that we were stranded, and he sent his plane. It's not big enough to hold all of us. And what we're going to do is we're going to fly half of us down to Miami. It's going to fuel up, come back, and pick up the other half. So then the plane pulled up, and there was a name on the side of the plane.
And so who was this billionaire?
Donald J. Trump.
Came into office and cut taxes more than any other president. We have created 7 million jobs and it led to a growth like we've never seen before. We developed the greatest economy in history by far. When I left office, it changed. Inflation destroyed the lives of so many people. Interest rates went from 2% to 10%. Millions of illegal immigrants, traffickers, and drugs coming into our country. Our country has gone to hell. So I made a decision to run. We're going to make America great again, greater than ever before.
これは来ますね。
I will fight for you with every breath, and I will never let you down.
Because he loves this country. He is strong, he is fearless, and he is what this country needs right now. Our cities will be safe, our streets will be clean, and our border will be secure. We can't allow our country to be destroyed by politicians who will put their own power ahead of the interests of the American people, our freedom, and our future. You're less told me to hate Trump. When you cut through the lies, you realize the truth. American families were better when Donald Trump was president. We were safer, wealthier, and stronger.
So if you love this country, if you want to stand up and fight for the future of our nation, you must re-elect Donald J.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the next president of the United States, President Donald J. Trump.
special hello to Allentown, a great place, and hello, Pennsylvania. Great to be back in this incredible Commonwealth with thousands of proud, hardworking American patriots. That's what you are. But I'd like to begin with a very, very simple question. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? I'm here today with a message of hope for all Americans. With your vote this election, oh, do I look forward to this election. I'm going to say we, because we're going to do it as a group. Look, Mr. Wall over here is the greatest guy. I want to buy one of those suits. We will end inflation. We will stop the invasion of criminals into our country. And we will bring back the American dream with unity together, Pennsylvania. Our country will be bigger, better, bolder, richer, safer, and stronger than ever before. This election is a choice between whether we will have 4 more years of gross incompetence and failure, the worst administration in the history of our country. Jimmy Carter is a happy man. Jimmy Carter looks like a brilliant, brilliant president. Or whether we will begin the 4 greatest years in the history of our country. We're going to turn it around, and we're going to turn it around fast. I'm asking you to be excited about the future again. You have to be excited about the future. They've embarrassed us. They've embarrassed us. Kamala has embarrassed us. She doesn't have what it takes. I'm asking you to dream big again. You're going to dream big, and this is going to be a very special time. It's going to be America's new golden age. We're going to make it a golden age. Doesn't it seem impossible with these stupid people that we've had to put up with over the last 3 years? We're the greatest economy in the history of our country. We were energy independent 4 years ago. Every problem facing us could be solved, but now the fate of our nation is in your hands. It's in your hands. If we win Pennsylvania, we're going to win the whole deal. Next Tuesday, you have to stand up and you have to tell Kamala that you've had enough. You're not going to take it anymore. Kamala, you're fired. Get out. Get out. You're a terrible VP, but you are an even worse border czar. How about our border czar? And Border Patrol last week endorsed me with the strongest endorsement they've ever given. And they said that she was unfit to run the border. I said, how many times did she call you in 4 years? Almost 4 years. They said, she never called us once. I said, how about you? No, she never called any of us, sir. Never called us. She was the border czar, but she never called us. She's incompetent. We've set an all-time record in the early voting, by the way, so if you have a mail-in ballot, get that mail ballot in, please. Because they've already started cheating in Lancaster. They're cheating. We caught them with 2,600 votes. No, we caught them 2,600 votes. Think of this. Think of this. And every vote was written by the same person. Oh, I wonder how that happened. It must be a coincidence. And then in York, I know York because I used to be a big weightlifter. And then after about 3 days, I decided to give it up. That's when they had all the weights, right? They had the weights. I built that room. I loved building it. I enjoyed it so much. Then we put the weights down. I said, I don't like that. That's so fun. I like building the room. I just didn't like lifting the weights. But York, I had a great time.
suggested one day, I just didn't want to do the work. It's too much work, we had enough to do. But if not, get everyone you know to the polls on November 5th, and you have to vote. We gotta vote. We gotta get these people out of there. Today they're busing people. You know, they were in a place in Washington, and they're busing and buses all, and they're busing people because they couldn't get anybody to show up for it tonight. I didn't bus anybody. You're all here. This place. Ago, she said Beyonce was coming. So people came to see Beyonce, but Beyonce went up, thank you very much, everybody, and then she left. She didn't sing. And then they all left. She was speaking up, and they were booing the hell out of her. And the fake news doesn't report those things. Because I'm losing so much credibility. You know, when I first started running, their approval rating, when the very beginning, before maybe I even started, it was like 92% favorable rating. You know what it is now? 12%. I drove it down like I'm very proud of it. I've exposed them as being fake. But with your help, 1 week from today, we're going to defeat Kamala Harris and the media. We're going to win back that beautiful, beautiful White House, and we're going to make America great again. In less than 4 years, Kamala has shattered our middle class. You notice I don't mention Joe. Because they basically took the presidency away from him. You know, they just walked up and said, you're not running anymore. I don't use the word coup. It's too Frenchy sounding for me. No, they just took it away. I like that better. They took it away. They walked in, they said, no, he had a rough debate. I would say it was rough. But after the debate, you went down very big and you know, you should have been running at 14 million votes. She got votes. She was the first one. Look at that front row, Joe. This guy, these guys are going to be But he's in the second row. What the hell happened to you tonight? Front row, Joe, that's a big story. The press is going to get you. The Patriots, the front row Joes, and the ladies from North Carolina, they've been here 259 times. And they're beautiful. And we have Mr. Wall. I'm going to buy one day, but I don't have that much time left because hopefully we're going to win, and then we're not going to be playing games anymore. We got to straighten out our country, so we're going to be meeting by a different forum. We're going to be meeting as I tell you how well we're doing, how we're winning. We're going to win big. We have the best economy in history. We're going to make it much better than even that. We're going to break all these companies that left us because of stupid politicians on our side. They allowed it to happen. They're all coming back. Either that or they're going to have to pay tariffs like they never had to even do. Kamala cast the deciding vote that lost the worst inflation of your lifetime. I believe it's the worst inflation in the history of our country because they don't show the real. It's like, did you see about a month ago, they came up with 818,000 jobs that were fake. They put them in. These are cheaters. And today they got caught. Think of it. They got caught cheating in Lancaster County. They got caught in York, but it's no different. Think of it. They put in 818,000 fraudulent jobs. So the job reports came out. They said, oh, they're doing pretty good. That's good. That's good. And they weren't going to adjust. You know, you adjust when you find out that somebody was a fraud. You adjust. And they weren't going to do it until right after the election. But we had a whistleblower that blew the whistle on them. And I always say we meet to decide where we're going to campaign, what we're going to say, how we're. They meet. How can we cheat? This is their meeting. Because who the hell can win an election with open borders, transgender, everybody, men playing in women's sports? Men allow millions of people through an open border, totally unvetted, totally unchecked. They come from parts unknown. They come from countries you've never even heard of, and then you find out that they come from jails, mental institutions. No, they cheat like hell. It's a damn disgrace, and we're going to get it straightened out. We're going to get it straightened out. In Pennsylvania, we haven't seen it elsewhere, but we've seen it. And by the way, just to feel good, I don't like to speak too early, but you have to get out, because we need that real, we want a big, beautiful number. We're leading in every single swing state. Because normally Republicans, they like to vote at the end, no matter what you say, they like to vote at the end. They like to be there on Tuesday, where they can watch it actually go into that beautiful, awful corrupt machine. We're going to get it straightened out. Kamala cost the typical American family over $30,000 in higher prices because of their ridiculous inflation. And listen to this, they killed 50,000 manufacturing jobs just this year alone. They're killing our country. And Scott Bassett, one of the biggest and best, one of the most brilliant. Oh, look at that, they know him. Not a huge amount. Scott Bassett was one of the great Wall Street analysts, considered one of the best. He said, the economy's no good, but the stock market is only going up for one reason, because everyone thinks that Trump is going to win the election. You want to see a market crash? If it was a Titanic, the market would go down the tubes. Now, Kamala, she says, God forbid. God forbid. I like you. Who are you? Stand up. I like this woman. Thank you, darling. He's got a lot of smoke. Thank you, darling. I said, if we lose this, and she says we were. You think she's voting for Trump? I think so. Thank you. We have the greatest speaker ever. The other day, Madison Square Garden, Sunday night. And we had it all. That was the greatest evening anyone's seen politically. I mean, Madison Square Garden is really big. It's big, and it's beautiful, and it's MSG, and the Dolan family, Jim Dolan, they were so nice. They said they've never seen a crowd like this. The thing went all the way back to the river. And I don't mean like single line or doubles. I mean like massive amounts of people went back to the Hudson River. The love was unbelievable. We had Elon. Elon Musk has been campaigning every single day in Pennsylvania. That rocket landed last week. I saw that rocket land. I said, this guy, if that says, I gotta call him. I said, was that yours? He said, that was mine. That sucker came back down. I thought there was something wrong. I told people I was on the phone with somebody, put it down. I forgot about the guy. He was a very important guy. 45 minutes later, he's still holding on. He's still holding on. I said, I gotta watch this. Excuse me. And I saw it come down, and it looked like in big trouble, right? It came down, it was all beautiful white when it lifted off, and now it's coming down, it's dark black. because of the heat. 10,000 miles, think of that, 10,000 miles an hour, as opposed to we drive at 50 or 60, right? 10,000 miles an hour. The heat is so hot you couldn't even get near it, you couldn't touch it. It's coming down and now it's baked. Totally different looking machine, right? And it's coming in and it's gonna crash. I'm saying, oh no! It's going right next to the gantry, it's coming down at an angle. I don't like that, it's not good. But what the hell do I know? It's up to Elon, not me, but it's coming. And then all of a sudden you see the fire and the jets go in the bottom and the fire's ripping the pushing it away. It was right next to ripping the whole gantry down. The whole thing was going to come crashing down. And those jets went off and the flames and everything. I never saw anything like it. And it straightened out. Then it came and those beautiful arms came and they hugged it like you would hug your little beautiful baby. You can hug a baby, see? I stay away from the other thing that you hug on occasion. It's like you're hugging your beautiful baby, just hug it right in there. So I called him, I said, that was you, wasn't it? Yeah, that was me. Can Russia do it? No. Can China do it? No. Can the U.S. do it other than you? No, nobody can do that. I've never seen anything like it. I said, so why do you do that? That's a stupid question. Why do you do that? Well, you know, it costs about $1 billion to build the sucker. It's nice when you don't drop it into the ocean and have to stop it. It's nice to be able to use it about 30 times more, right? He's a fantastic guy, and he's a part. He gave me the best endorsement virtually of anybody. He said, if Trump doesn't win, our country is gone. Think of it. And he's campaigning. You know, he put on the black hat. Right? Now, I never even knew he sold the black hat. The red hat, yes. The white hat, yes. But I never knew he had a black hat. And he's just a different kind of guy. And he has a black hat, and it says, Make America Great Again, but it's also black, so it's written. So I said, where'd you get the hat? He said, it's dark MAGA. And he wore it to Butler. We had 107,000 people. Can you imagine? We had 107,000 people in Butler celebrating the life of a great gentleman, a great fireman, Corey, a great firefighter in his family. 107,000 people. And they came from all over. I mean, it was, you know, because it's not a very sparsely populated, it is sparsely populated. And it's not lots of people there. And man, you couldn't see the end of the cars. You couldn't see the end of the crowd. It was so beautiful. The whole thing was beautiful. We had the opera singer there. We had the bells. I said, we're going to do a moment of silence. Give us some bells. Okay, so they tried buying them, but they couldn't buy like the bell. The biggest bell they could buy was like that. I said, no. They happen to be taken right now. I said, no. Just get them off the internet. Don't worry about it. It's amazing what you can get off the internet. We had bells playing, and we had Christopher. We had the great opera singer. He's a great singer. He's a great voice. And he sang Ave Maria. And the whole place, I'm looking at 107,000 people. I would say 100,000 of them were crying. And the other 7 are beyond, you know, they're too tough for me. I don't like those 7. Everybody was crying, and it was a beautiful thing. But Elon's wearing the black hat, and the good news is this: we didn't sell any. He was the only one that bought one. After that weekend, you know what? We sold 10,000 black hats the following day. Did you know that? There was a run on black hats. Boy, do we have great congressmen and senators here today. This guy Rubio is pretty good, isn't he? I watched him in the plane coming in, and I wanted him to speak again. I said, they don't want hearing you twice. That's not good, you're a Marco. But at a minimum, Marco, once your time, I'm going to bring you up and shake your hand. Because he has been a great senator. It's a great man. Smart man. a smart guy. Sometimes he's a little too smart. He's a good guy. He's a good man. Thank you, Marco. Now, Kamala wants to raise the typical family's taxes, by the way. You know, every time she does a commercial, she lies. She's a real liar. She's worse than Crooked Hillary. Crooked Hillary was a liar. You remember? You remember? Irredeemable. What was the word before irredeemable? I thought irredeemable was going to be the bad word, right? Little did I know. Little did I know. But Crooked Hillary used to lie a lot, but she's nothing compared to Kamala. And the difference is Crooked Hillary is much smarter, but she suffers from a major case of Trump derangement. They all do. Well, these Democrats were driving them crazy. We don't like them because they don't love our country. Now Kamala wants to raise the typical family's taxes by nearly $3,000 a year and impose a 33% tax hike on all domestic products. And she wants to get rid of, I gave you something that's great. If you're a small farmer, if you're a business owner, small business owner, estate taxes were killing you because you pass away. If you love your child, I would say don't even bother listening. If you love your child, good. If you don't love your child, it doesn't matter. Then don't leave your stuff. But if you wanted to leave your estate to your beautiful kids, which most families, does anybody in here not love their child or their children? I've only had one hand raised at about 20 times. And people beat that person up. Actually, I left him. That guy was in bad shape. And because I actually think he meant it. No, but you know what? They want to get rid of the estate tax. So you have no estate tax to pay if you leave your farm to your kids, if you leave your business to your kids. You have no estate tax to pay. She wants to get rid of that. She doesn't like that. And you know what's happening, especially with the farmers, because they leave their beautiful farm and it's it's got asset value, but it's a hard kind of a business, but a beautiful business. And they'd leave, think of it, they'd leave their farm, then kids have to go out and they had to borrow money because they're like a 50% tax. So they appraise it, they have to go out and borrow money. And they end up always like 80%, 82% of the time or something, they end up losing the farm. It turns out to be a nightmare. I got rid of the estate tax or the death tax, so you don't have that. And she wants to get rid of that. She's a tough one. She destroyed the city of San Francisco, it's one of the greatest cities in the world. She destroyed it, and she worked with Gavin Newsom, one of the worst governors. Destroy California, and we're not going to let her destroy the United States of America. If Kamala gets 4 more years, your family will never, ever recover. By the way, Michelle Obama was very nasty to you. I've gone out of my way to be nice, Michelle. I've gone out of my way to be nice, Michelle. Never said a damn thing about her when other people didn't like her so much. And she hit me the other day because they're desperate. They don't want Trump back because we're going to turn this country around and show how bad they are. But she hit me. Now the fake news doesn't care about that, but if I hit her, they'll say, oh, what a horrible thing it was. She can hit me, she can go, and she can say whatever the hell she wants. If I hit her just a little tiny bit, oh, he's a bully. He's a bully. She shouldn't have done that. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. Right, Mr. Wall? Can't do that. Can't do that stuff. If I win, we will quickly build the greatest economy in the history of the world. We will rapidly defeat inflation, and very simply, we will make America affordable again. I will massively cut taxes for workers and small businesses, and we will have no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security benefits. And I just announced that I will support a tax credit for family caregivers who take They take care of our country. They really do. And we're going to give them a big, beautiful tax credit. And they do it with love. No hospital can do the job. They do it with love. They have great love and they take care of people. They're going to be, and they're entitled to it. They're entitled to it. They can't go out and work. They can't do it. They have to watch and they have to stay home. Oftentimes they'll say, beautiful wounded soldiers come back in their bad shape, and their mother or their wife sometimes is incredible. Call them angels, they're angels that do this, the mothers. They take care of them, they have to take care of them. And we would have no hospital system if we did. We got so many things we can do, we don't need that. We don't need that, you know, we have so much liquid gold down there, we'll drill so much, we'll get I will also restore the salt tax deduction. I don't know if you know what that means, but just trust me, it's a good thing. Most people have no idea. They say, what is salt? You don't know about it, it's a big reduction, and your state got, you know, pretty battered by it. And we're going to restore it for you and for New York and for so many places. Starting on day one of my new administration, I will end Kamala's war on Pennsylvania energy. And we will frack, and drill I've only seen it 100 times. We will never frack again. We're going to stop fracking. We're not going to frack. We're not going to frack. We're never going to frack again. Then our polls, you know, drop to you only have 500,000 jobs in Pennsylvania. And the income is, you can never replace it. So she sees the polls. I think fracking would be a wonderful idea. She's such a phony, it makes you sick. She's also crushing the energy industry with the vicious natural gas export ban. You know, you're under this ban, it's the craziest thing. And it's costing your state a lot of money. Now, with me, one thing you know, I'll never be stopping fracking. You know that. I've been very consistent for about 25 years. Drilling and fracking is good. You know, I was with somebody from Saudi Arabia recently, one of the top people, and I said, when you buy the 150 planes that you just bought, magnificent Boeing 777s, I said, where do you get your financing? He looks at me, financing? He didn't know what financing was. They don't finance, they have money. We have more oil and gas than they do, and you know what? If you include Anwar in Alaska, it's the biggest oil find in the world, as big as Saudi Arabia, and I opened it. Reagan couldn't get it done. He worked so hard. He couldn't. Nobody could get it done. I got it done. And this guy, the biggest in the world, as big they say maybe as Saudi Arabia. And we could have taken care of all of Asia. We would have made so much money. This guy comes in. He doesn't know what the hell's going on. Where am I? I can't even find the stairs off a platform. I can't look. Stair, like 4 stairs behind us. If you have to, you can jump off the front. The guy can never find his way off. Secret Service has to come up and take him off. That's terrible. I will terminate the Green New scam, and I will cut your energy prices in half within 12 months. And to bring back millions of jobs, we will give our companies the lowest taxes, the lowest energy costs, the lowest regulatory burdens, and free access to the best and biggest market on the planet. The problem is, if we had more of these idiots running our country, you won't have a big and best market anymore. Because we're a nation in decline. We're going to turn that around. So you're going to be so proud of this country. Within 12 months of us taking over, you're going to be so proud of this country. But we're only going to treat... little skin, and then I don't see it tonight. I'm very happy. I'm very happy. Not bad. Not the greatest. This is a feisty little crowd. The fake news would show the crowd. You know, you could go to the far reaches of places saying they don't want to do that. They don't want to do it because they're fake. They don't want to do it. There's never been anything like it. And you know, we're going to stop with the joke and I'm going to tell you, it's sort of sad. We've been on this journey together. Almost every one of us has started together, right? And we've been doing it for 9 years. This is the following week. It was 7 days, now it'll be 6 days tomorrow. When you think about it, we've created the greatest movement in the history probably of mankind, but certainly there's never been anything like it. We never have empty seats. We go to the biggest arena. Look, we go to Madison Square Garden, Emirates Road. So we could have filled it up 6, 7, 8 times with all the people trying to get it. It's the greatest political movement in the history of our country, and maybe, especially if we win, this will be the greatest movement, I think, in the history of the world. Sometimes I'll have you do like a Q&A. I'll get to a place and there'll be a Q&A and I'll say, gee, I love those rallies. I don't know, it invigorates all of us, right? Everyone. And we're only going to be doing it for like a few more days, and then we have a different kind of get-together. We're going to have a get-together where we're going to talk about all the good things we're doing. It's going to be a very positive thing. But this is something that's been a special journey for all of us. I think for all of us. You have people that have been to hundreds of these. You have people that have been, you have the front row Joes have been to every week. I think look at these guys. They've been to everyone. And it's just special. And, you know, all my geniuses backstage, they think it's them. Oh, they did. I said, take a regular guy, take a regular politician, let's see how many. So what's going to happen is in 4 years, somebody's going to be running for president. They're going to hire these guys because they think they're great. And they're going to come and they're going to do a rally and there'll be about 300 people show up. Because that's the standard. If you took the greatest politician in the United States in history and you said, we're going to make a speech in Pennsylvania tonight, you'd have 300, 200, maybe 400 people if they were great. We get every time 25, 30, 40,000 people, 100,000 people. 110,000 people in California, where the elections are so rigged, it's disgusting. We were out there, we had 110,000 people in California 3 weeks ago. 110,000. We had in New Jersey 107, 107,000. But that Butler rally was something special. That was special for a lot of reasons. And if these companies don't make their products here, then they will pay a very stiff tariff when they send their products into the United States for the privilege of competing with our workers and our protected companies. We're going to protect our companies, and we're going to protect through very strong tariffs. We're going to protect our whole system. And by the way, China does it and others do it. But we can do it better because we have a better product. We have a better product. The product is the USA. And we'll also pass the Trump Reciprocal Trade Act. That means if China or any other countries, not only China, it's everybody ripping us off. We changed it a lot. We changed it a lot. We renegotiated South Korea's deal, Japan's deal. We were in the process of the European Union. I'll tell you what, The European Union sounds so nice and lovely, right? All the nice European countries that get together, they're brutal. They don't take our cars, they don't take our farm products. They sell millions and millions of cars in the United States. No, they are going to have to pay a big price. And just like I stopped that plant that was going to be built in Mexico, the biggest plant in the world. And I said, and I was in Detroit at the economic forum, at the economic club, and I said, they're going to build the biggest plant there. It's going to wipe out all of Michigan. Michigan is, we're way up tonight in Michigan. You know why? Because if they built that plant, then Detroit and Michigan as a whole, I don't think they made as many cars as this one monster plant that was owned by China. It was near the border. They were going to make millions of cars and just keep sending them into our country and destroy our jobs, destroy our whole market. We already lost about 65% from the heyday. We're going to bring it back to the heyday. We're going to bring it back, and we can do it so easily and so smart. And I said, I'm going to put tariffs on those cars. And if 100% isn't enough, I'll make it to, they're not going to have one car come into the United States. They'll be sitting there with all these cars and never coming in because all they're going to do is destroy our automobile manufacturing business. And you know what happened? Today, the guy that built it, the other day, he calls me up. I see him. I said, what's happening with that plant? He's the biggest builder of these auto plants. I said, I want to see one. He said, you'll have to come to Mexico. I said, I want to go to Mexico. I want to see one here. He said, we're not building them in the United States. We're building them in Mexico. I said, who owns them? China. I see, so China now, in order to save the trip, is going to build them and then really knock the hell out of the car, which they're doing in Europe, by the way. They're killing them in Europe. I said, not going to happen. They said, I don't want to see it. I don't have to see it. How big is it? He said, the biggest in the world. They said, all right, let them know that I'm putting a 100% tariff on every car that they make. And that's and I forgot about it. This was about 6-7 months ago, and I forgot about it. Then I was making a speech the other day, and I see the same guy. He's the biggest builder of auto plants. That's all he wants to do is, if you told him build an apartment, he wouldn't know how to do it. But an auto plant, fully computerized. I see him at the speech that I'm making in Detroit, and I call him over after I finish. I said, John, let me ask you, how's that big monster doing in Mexico? He said, oh, sir, they canceled it last week because they think you're going to be elected president and you're going to put tariffs on it. They canceled it. But if Kamala got in, they would restart it very quickly, believe me. She doesn't exactly think too much about that stuff, does she? If China or any other country charge us a 100 or 200% tax, then we will charge them. This is the reciprocal act that we're calling it. I'll put my name on it if they want, or I'll leave my name off. I couldn't care less, but we're going to have a reciprocal tax, and we're going to charge them the same 100 or 200%. And all the rip-off will stop immediately. I will never apologize for defending America, but isn't that a beautiful story with the plant? I mean, if Michigan didn't vote, wouldn't I be surprised? We have a big lead in Michigan, by the way, a very big lead. We have a big lead in Arizona. We have a big lead in the big news one time. We're going to see it hopefully on Tuesday night. But by the way, you got to get up and vote, otherwise I would be very embarrassed. This is all subject to voting. You vote, it's that we don't have a problem in the world. But great, we're doing great in Nevada, we're doing great in Arizona, we're doing great, really good in North Carolina. How about the people of North Carolina? They showed up to vote in record numbers and the place was practically demolished by Hurricane Helene. I was worried about that. I said, North Carolina, we thought maybe 50%, maybe 40 or 30% would show up. More people showed up to vote for this election than any election in the history of North Carolina. They set a record. When they voted for Trump, but I'll protect our workers, I'll protect our jobs, I will protect our borders, I will protect our families, and I will protect the birthright of our children to live in the richest and most powerful nation on the face of the earth. And as we rescue our economy, I will also restore our borders. Over the past 4 years, Kamala orchestrated the most egregious betrayal that any leader in American history has inflicted upon its people. She allowed this to happen to us. She allowed us to be invaded. We were invaded. This was a massive invasion of criminals. She has violated her oath, eradicated our sovereign border, and unleashed an army of migrant gangs who are waging a campaign of violence and terror against our citizens. It's vicious what's happening. They're killing our people. Kamala has imported criminal migrants from prisons and jails, insane asylums and mental institutions from all around the world, from Venezuela to the Congo or the Congo. They're supplying lots, they're taking them out of their jails. They're opening up their jails, and they're busing them. They can't get enough buses, frankly. Because I'm shocked. Venezuela is only about 60% empty. Do you know that Venezuelan crime is down 72%? You know why? Because their criminals are being taken into the United States of America. It's like I said this, the press gave me a hard time on this one. They said it was very good. I don't think it's this. It's like we're a giant garbage can. That's what they treat us like. And these are killers. These are drug dealers. These are gangs, gang members. These are some of the worst people. These are terrorists. And they're treating us and dumping. They're dumping like we're a dumping ground. And it includes savage criminals who assault, rape, and murder our women and our girls. And then they say, oh, my people said, sir, please don't say that. What? You're going to protect the women. It sounds very funny. They say, well, don't they want protection? I think they want protection. Sure, it doesn't. I'm going to protect our women from criminals coming into our country, going up to the suburbs and doing really bad things. We're going to protect our men, our women, our children. We're going to protect our country. 100% protect our country. They said it sounds terrible. It sounds so terrible when you say they can take care of themselves. And no. When you see MS-13 coming through your front door, you're not taking care of yourself. And your husband's not going to take care of you too good either. And she wants to take your guns away. We're not taking your guns away. Are there any women in this giant, massive arena that do not want protection? Please raise your hand. Do women want to be protected? Anyone who would let monsters kidnap and kill our children does not belong anywhere near the Oval Office. Today, I want America to hear directly from a mother whose world has been shattered forever by Kamala. This is difficult to watch. I have a group of people watching it. It's a difficult thing to watch, but this is what's happening in our country thousands and thousands of times. Please watch.
Sunday night, I asked her to not stay up super late because of her coming to work with me in the morning first to do her summer school. She said, okay. I told her good night, I love you. I went to bed, not realizing that that was going to be the last time I saw her. We're best friends. We're going to shake it again. I woke up to notice she wasn't in her bed. I'm in my heart trying not to lose my mind because I don't know where she is. I finally remembered her phone had a location on, and her phone was pinging just 2 minutes down the road, right behind the skate park. I start driving to the direction the phone was being pinged at, and I see a couple cop cars with lights on. I see yellow tape, and immediately my heart drops and sinks to the bottom of my stomach. My daughter's hands and ankles were both bound. She was strangled to death, left with no pants. And I know in my heart, she fought incredibly hard. She was not going down without a fight.
We begin with 2 men. We're learning are charged with capital murder tonight, accused of killing a 12-year-old girl.
Police say these men strangled her before dumping her into that creek. Both men were in the country illegally.
Apprehended, then released by Border Patrol less than 3 weeks before Jocelyn's death. The men accused of killing Jocelyn Nungare are affiliated with the gang, known for brutal violence.
Kamala Harris was in charge of immigration and our borders. If we had better border policies and not these catch-all-release policies, I truly believe this all could have been prevented. Under her being vice president of this country, my daughter's life was ripped away from her. She had her entire life ahead of her. My daughter is 6 feet in the ground based off of policies that she allowed to keep. Kamala Harris did have one job, and she not only failed, not me, she failed my daughter, she failed Jocelyn, and she was on 12. President Trump reached out, gave me his sincerest condolences as not a former president, just as a father, someone who cares. I believe Donald Trump needs to be back in office. I can always know that my next child will be safe in this country.
That's a tough one. What a beautiful woman and what a beautiful child, and that child is no longer with us. It's just like crazy. And what they did to her, So, and you have so many others. Lincoln Riley. You have so many others. I could name 15 others like that. We have thousands of them. We have thousands of cases like that. Many young girls, but many people are being killed by the people that come in illegally through an open border. The day I take the oath of office, the migration and this horrible migrant invasion ends, and the restoration of our country begins. The savages charged with brutalizing and murdering precious Jocelyn are members of the same vicious Venezuelan prison gang, Tren de Aragua, that is taking over apartment complexes and unleashing a violent killing spree all over America. They're all over America. In Colorado, they've taken over big complexes. The governor's a radical left Democrat who's petrified. He doesn't know what to do. They have the weapons of a fine military. They've even taken over recently Times Square in New York. Please take a look.
Open borders, deadly consequences.
Border crisis, record high crossings are putting a strain on cities across America. It is a full-blown invasion.
Armed Venezuelan gang members storming an apartment complex in Aurora, Colorado.
People talk about what do crime. This is what they're talking about.
San Antonio, Texas, just one of the latest cities to have apartment complexes taken over by members of the Venezuelan gang.
Biden and Harris have created a program to bring them in under humanitarian parole.
I am in favor of saying that we're not going to treat people who are undocumented cross-border as criminals.
More than 13,000 illegal immigrants convicted of murder have been released in the United States. My 20-year-old daughter, Kayla Hamilton, was murdered in her own room. Kayla's murderer was apprehended by Border Patrol crossing illegally into the U.S.
Kayla's murderer had been improperly released into the United States.
Abolish ICE. Yeah, we need to probably think about starting from scratch.
More than a dozen people suspected of being threatened out of a gang member right here in San Antonio.
The gang members have been terrorizing the apartment complex. New details of the murder of Lincoln Riley. The illegal immigrant suspect, who cops say committed the heinous murder, is a Venezuelan national.
And was released into the country by the Biden administration.
Two men investigators say are in the country illegally from Venezuela are charged with capital murder and the death of Jocelyn Montgomery.
Martinez Raphael wrapped his arms around Jocelyn's neck, took off her pants, and climbed on top of her, later strangled Jocelyn to death, and then tied up her hands and feet.
Court documents suggest a group of men arrested for beating and robbing a Dallas woman last month are members of a Venezuelan street gang.
The man threatened to cut off her fingers if she did not cooperate. Manuel Hernandez was booked by Hollywood police just 2 days earlier and released the day before the robbery.
A Peruvian gang leader who was wanted for 23 murders, who was arrested by Border Patrol near Roma, Texas, then released into America.
This is what we're allowing into our country through these open borders. The United States is now an occupied country, whether you like it or not. We're an occupied country. Thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of these people. But it will soon be an occupied country no longer. On November 5th, 2024, the liberation of America begins. On day one, I will launch the largest deportation program in American history. I will rescue every single person who has been invaded and conquered. We will put these vicious and bloodthirsty criminals in jail and kick them the hell out of our country fast. The expedited criminals of Trinidad, Aragua, and MS-13, an equally savage gang. I took out thousands of them during my administration. Thousands. And you know who's great? ICE and Border Patrol, they're great. But in order to do what we have to do, I'm going to invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. 1798, that's how far back we have to go. To target and dismantle every migrant criminal network operating on American soil that we will do it so fast. And if they come back into our country, it's an automatic 10 years in jail with no possibility of parole. And I am hereby calling for the death penalty for any migrant that kills an American citizen. Sanctuary for criminal, illegal aliens. It's what it is. These sanctuary cities are just unbelievable. The sanctuaries for criminals, not anybody else. I will immediately ban all sanctuary cities in the United States of America. I will end tax increase. I will end all migrant flights into our country with planes loaded up with criminal migrants. And I will ban all welfare and federal benefits for illegals, and then they won't do it. Congress gross incompetence disqualifies her from being president of the United States. She is unfit for office. Everyone knows it. No one respects her, no one trusts her, no one takes her seriously. Everyone knows she's a low IQ individual, you know that. Low IQ. From humiliating our country in Afghanistan to the war in Ukraine, which would have never happened if I were president, to the nightmare on our border, to her inflation catastrophe, to her egregious hurricane response, worse than perhaps even Katrina. Just ask the people of North Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, South Carolina, Florida. Kamala Harris is a train wreck who has destroyed everything in her path. She's a total catastrophe. To make her president would be to gamble with the lives of millions of people. She would get us into World War III, which will be a war like no other war. This will be a war at a level that we have never seen before, that the world was now witness because of the weaponry. This is no longer army tanks going back and forth and shooting it. This is the big deal because she is too grossly incompetent to do her job, and then all of your sons and daughters will end up getting a draft notice. Oh, Mom, Dad, what does this mean? Son, this means you're being drafted into the military so you can potentially lose your life fighting for a country that you've never heard of. How crazy is it? How crazy are we? We give money away to all of these countries so far away, but we don't have enough money to take care of the people of North Carolina during the hurricane. Our enemies are laughing at her, but if we win, our enemies won't be laughing anymore. They're not going to be laughing. Viktor Orban, the very powerful Prime Minister of Hungary, said, bring back Trump and everything will stop, all these wars, everything will stop. They respected him. He actually said 52%. They feared him, but I don't care what difference is in that. But you know what? They said they would do what he wanted. China was afraid. Russia was afraid. They're all afraid. And you know what? I don't want them to be afraid. I just want respect, and they're going to respect us again. Right now, they're laughing at our country. They're laughing at us. If we win, America will be feared and respected again. And on issue after issue, Kamala broke it, and I will fix it, and I'll fix it very quickly. But we're also going to make America healthy again. As many of you know, we have talked a lot about getting dangerous chemicals out of our environment and out of our food supply. Today I'm adding that we are going to tackle the exploding rates of childhood depression, suicide, and pediatric cancer. We have numbers that other countries don't have. We don't just want to manage these problems, we want to prevent them from happening in the first place. I will assemble the best and brightest minds, including Robert F. Kennedy Jr. With the goal of reducing by 50% within 4 years the rates of childhood cancer, depression, and suicide, and ultimately to end these epidemics entirely. They are indeed epidemics. We are not just running against Kamala, remember that, or Joe. She means nothing. She is purely a vessel. She can't put 2 sentences together. Just like we were not running against crooked Joe Biden. We are running against something far bigger and far more powerful and more destructive than them, which is a massive, vicious, crooked, radical left machine that runs today's Democrat Party. They're smart, they're vicious, and they hate our country. These are the people who are doing such harm to our country with their open borders policies, record-setting inflation, Green New Scam, and everything else. But we are not going to let it happen any longer. We are going to have the biggest victory in the history of our country on November 5th. And we are going to make America great again. On top of it all, Kamala says she would not do one thing differently from Joe Biden, which in itself is totally disqualifying. Please.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
It's a lot.
Biden is not a thing that comes to mind.
I stood there on the target watching you try to watch.
The chaotic and deadly U.S. evacuation from Afghanistan stunned Americans and the world and cost the lives of 13 U.S. soldiers. Would you have done something differently? There's not a thing that comes to mind.
More than 13,000 illegal immigrants convicted of murder have been caught at the border and then released into the United States.
An Afghan national is in custody today after being accused of plotting an election-night terrorist attack. The suspect entered the U.S. on a special immigrant visa.
Crunching new details of the murder of Georgia nursing student Laken Riley. The illegal immigrant suspect, who cops say committed heinous murder, is a Venezuelan national who crossed the unsecured southern border back in 2022. Two men investigators say are in the country illegally from Venezuela, charged with capital murder and the death of Jocelyn McBride.
A fifth illegal immigrant accused of attacking two New York City police officers over the weekend showed no remorse or regret.
Would you have done something differently? There is not a thing that comes to mind.
18% say the economy is in excellent good condition. US inflation has hit a new 40-year high, increasing by 9.1% over the financial year.
Authorities say Train to Nicaragua, which is linked with more than 100 criminal investigations here in the U.S., has now been found operating its criminal enterprise in apartment complexes.
Are you the last person in the room? Yes.
You know that 325,000 children are dead, slaves or sex slaves right now. They came through the open border. That's many stadiums filled with 300. Remember that number, because if that were on the other side, like the Republican side, the fake news back there would make it the biggest story in the history of our country. 375,000 children are dead, missing, or slaves through our open border, and they don't even write stories about it. No, it's the worst thing that I've ever heard of. If you want to end this disaster, you must get out and vote. You just have to get out and vote. We're going to beat them so hard. So we're thrilled to be joined by some incredible people. I already mentioned Senator Marco Rubio. Marco, will you come up here, please? Good man, this one.
I wasn't going to say anything, but I have breaking news for you, Mr. President. You may not have heard this. Just moments ago, Joe Biden stated that our supporters are garbage. He's talking about nurses. He's talking about teachers. He's talking about everyday Americans who love their country and want to dream big again and support you, Mr. President. And I hope their campaign is about to apologize for what Joe Biden just said. We are not garbage. We are patriots who love America.
She said irredeemable, right? But she said deplorable, that didn't work out. Garbage, I think, is worse, right? But he doesn't know. You have to please forgive him. Please forgive him. For he not knows what he said. These people, terrible. Terrible to say a thing like that, but he really doesn't. Really, honestly, he doesn't. And I'm convinced that he likes me more than he likes Kamala. But that's a terrible thing. Also with us is a wonderful woman, highly respected Puerto Rico Senator Zoraida Bucho, who's terrific. Come up here for a second. Great woman. So respected in Puerto Rico and beyond. Please.
It's an honor to share the stage with you, Mr. President. And we have some unfinished business to do with respect to Puerto Rico. there is a leader that can get us to a final resolution, that is you. So the people of Puerto Rico, trust me, I have high hopes. As many Americans, we need this man back in the White House. We need this man to be our commander-in-chief. He will make us feel safe, and he will protect us. Thank you very much.
Highly respected person. And I'm so proud that we're getting support from Latinos like never before. We're setting every record. Hispanics, Latinos, nobody loves our Latino community and our Puerto Rican community more than I do. You know, it's interesting because I've done more for Puerto Rico than any president. By far, nobody close. I provided historic funding at the hospital ship when they were hit with a couple of really bad ones right in the road. We got the ship over there with thousands of rooms, actually. It was amazing. A floating hospital, the biggest in the world. I will deliver the best future for Puerto Ricans and for Hispanic Americans. Kamala will deliver you poverty and crime. That's all they're going to do. And by the way, she has slandered the people of the Catholic Church. I don't know what it is with Catholics, but they are after the Catholics. But we're going to protect the Catholics too. We're going to protect, I don't know what we did Catholics. But we're being persecuted by Kamala and her group. I will keep your family safe. I will defend religion. I will bring jobs, wealth, and factories back. And Puerto Rico in itself will be very thankful. The whole Hispanic, Latino community will be very, very thankful. And I appreciate we have numbers that nobody's ever had before. Nobody's ever had these numbers. No Republicans even come close. You take a look at some of our Republicans, they were in a tiny fraction. I may get 50% of the vote. Nobody's even heard of that before. And more. We're doing the right thing. Incredible people, energetic, smart, great entrepreneurial people. We appreciate, and we have a lot of them here tonight. Thank you very much. Latinos, Hispanics, Puerto Rico. Thank you, Senator. And thanks also, I want to just thank some great people that are here, members of Congress. They're warriors. They're tough and they're smart and they love this Commonwealth and they also love our country a lot. Dan Muser, Dan, thank you very much. Congressman, fantastic man. How are we doing here, Dan? How are we doing? I think he says great. Yeah, we're doing great. We're going to keep the cheating from these people. They're cheats. Keep it down. Watch it. Call the police if you see them doing it. When you see them. Wesley Hunt, you just heard. I heard his speech. Boy, that was a barn burner, Wesley. A great family, beautiful guy. Thank you very much. West Point, the whole deal he's got. He got the West Point thing going. Republican National Committee Chairman, Michael Watley, who you just met, and he is a fantastic man. Thank you, Michael. What a job. What a job, Michael. Hopefully we're going to have the biggest celebration next week that we've ever had in the history. Here are the facts. Kamala is a radical left Marxist rated even worse than crazy Bernie Sanders or Pocahontas. She destroyed our economy. She was an original creator of defund the police. And anybody who wants to defund the police for even a brief moment is not worthy of being president of the United States. We have to protect our police. Kamala vowed to abolish ICE. She wants to ban fracking in Pennsylvania. She wants to ban it. She's going to ban it. She will do it in 2 seconds if she lucks out or if they cheat their way into office. And as California Attorney General, she redefined, I don't know if you heard this, redefined the terms child sex trafficking, assault with a deadly weapon, and rape of an unconscious person as totally nonviolent crimes. She pledged to confiscate your guns and endorsed a total ban on handgun owners. This is all the stuff she wants. She's a Marxist. She's a Marxist. A lot of people say, don't use the term Marxist because people don't understand. Okay, she's a communist. She's a communist. And our country is not ready for a communist. It will never be ready for a communist. Remember I used to say, we will never be a socialist country. At the State of the Union address, I said, we will never be a socialist country. And I'd like to be right, because I was right. We're not a socialist. She skipped socialism. She went right down to communism. She even called for free sex changes for illegal aliens in detention. All paid for by the taxpayers of the United States of America. And then what did she do? She lied about working at McDonald's. She never worked at McDonald's. And I went to McDonald's last week. Did you see that package? That turned out to be big. And on top of all of this, government tried to turn our military woke, but it's not woke. We defeated ISIS. You know, I'm the only president in 82 years that didn't start a war. When Hillary said, look at him, he's going to start a war. No, I said, I'm going to be the one that keeps you out of war. I'm going to keep you out of war. And I did. You didn't have a war. You didn't lose your children. You didn't lose your son or your daughter, like others did with stupid leadership. No, we're going to really do something. In conclusion, with your vote this November, we're going to fire Kamala, and we're going to save America. We will cut your taxes, end inflation, slash your prices, raise your wages, and bring thousands of factories back to America and back to the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We will build America, we will buy America, we will hire America. I will end the war in Ukraine. Should have never happened, would have never happened. I will stop the chaos in the Middle East on October 7th. Would have never happened. And I will prevent World War III very easily. I will prevent it. I know everybody, I know all the plans. We can't have World War III. We have very stupid people running our country. We could end up, I'm actually worried about 3 months, you know, they're still there. We will crush violent crime and give our police the support, protection, resources, and respect that they so dearly deserve. We will strengthen and modernize our military. We will build a massive missile defense shield over our country. And it'll all be made in the U.S., and I promise Pennsylvania will get a big piece of it. We will rebuild our cities, including our capital in Washington, D.C., making them safe, clean, and beautiful again. We will teach our children to love our country, to honor our history, and to always respect our great American flag. And I will put forward a bill that anybody burning or destroying an American flag will go to prison for 1 year. Gender insanity the hell out of our schools. And we will keep men out of women's sports. I will defend religious liberty. I will restore free speech. And I will defend the right to keep and bear arms. Our second years of building up foreign nations, defending foreign borders and protecting foreign lands, we are finally going to build up our country, defend our borders, and protect our citizens and our land. And we will stop illegal immigration once and for all. We will stop criminals from coming into our country. We will not be invaded We will not be occupied. We will not be overrun. We will not be conquered. We will be a free and proud nation once again. Everyone will prosper. Every family will thrive, and every day will be filled with opportunity and hope, and always filled with the wonderful and beautiful American dream. The American dream will come back. But for that to happen, we must defeat Kamala Harris and stop her radical left agenda with a landslide that is too big to rig. Too big. You need to get out and vote. For the past 9 years, we have been fighting against the most sinister and corrupt forces on earth. With your vote this election, you can show them once and for all that this nation does not belong to them. This nation belongs to you. It was hard-working patriots like you who built this country. And 7 days from now, it will be hard-working patriots like you who are going to save our country. After all we have been through together, we stand on the verge of the 4 greatest years in American history. With your help from now until election day, 7 days. Oh, it's so nice. It's so nice. We will restore America's promise, and we will take back the nation that we love. We are one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. We will never give in. We will never give up. We will never back down, and we will never, ever surrender. Together we will fight, 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 and win, win, win. November 5th will be the most important day in the history of our country. And together we will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America healthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you, Pennsylvania. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. God bless you.
皆さんありがとうございました。いや皆さんお疲れ様です。今日音楽が厳しめでサブチャンネル全くあれ繋がらなくなっちゃって、売ってる、投げ売りしてるね、投げ売りしてる、投げ売りしてる、投げ売りしてる。How much? 投げ売りしてる。やっぱ投げ売りしてる。How much? 10. サイズ。5L. 5L. 5L.
What size you want? Huh? What size?
Size 5L. L. 5L. 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 L. 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 L.
What size?
5L. 5L. L. 一番でかいサイズは何 L ですか？英語。一番でかいサイズは何 L ですか？英語。一番でかいサイズは何 L ですか？英語。面白いです。ファイブじゃ高いよな。
$5. Shirts ahead. What you looking for? $5. You want a shirt? You want a hat? Shirts are $10. Hats are $5. $5. What do you want? $5.
投げ売りしてるよ。
Get your hats here, $5. Hats here, $5. Shirts here, $5.
2X。あ、オッケー。2X。マイサイズあのかな。ビッグ。$5。あ、$5。How much? 10. あ、5。ちょっと肩合わせてもらってみ、こことこれ合うかな。合うな。オッケー。レッド。これは How much?
That one I don't have big. I have only small.
スモール。これはビッグ。
Yeah, only big.
じゃあ
$5. Guys. Hats are $5. Shirts are $10. Hats are $5 and the shirts are $10.
これ2。オッケー。ビッグ。$20. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. 投げ売りしてるよ。How much? $5. Oh, $5.
You want one of these, sir? Yeah, one. I got one. I'll give you a fly. All right, thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
あー、ちょっと考えます。あれ、フラッグ。また来ます。今ちょっと。これ$5。
I can't do it. I can take 25. I can't take $10 out of it. Oh, wait a minute. Y'all together? Yeah. So, I bought two. But you said if you buy more than that, just now, the transaction already happened. Let's do it together. I really think you
$5か。あ、スカイさんありがとうございます。いや最高なひとときで最後投げ売りを楽しんでます。あ、帽子$5かよ。いやでもそんないらないっちゃいらないよな。帽子。
Hats, $10. I don't got no more large. That's medium.
俺着れるかな。いや着れなさそうだな。
What size you need? Double X?
うん、ダブル X かダブル X？ How much? $10. Double X、ノーダブル X？ ああ、シングル X みんな。ああ、売れちゃったね。ダブル X ないか。うん。ダブル X。ダブル。ちょっとこの肩合わせてもらってもいいですか？どう？ OK？ OK。
Very good。
あ、じゃあ。Thank you。$10。Thank you。
$10。
ありがとうございます。こちらです。いや、これ投げ売りだからみんな投げ売り、俺来る前にお伝えしてたじゃないですか。最後投げ売るんですよっつって。ああ、これダブル X。$10。ああ。これちょっと肩合わせてもらってもいいですか？肩こう。フィットして。どうしようかな。ああ、でもちっちゃいかな。これは赤はちっちゃいかな。ダブル X。うん。ちっちゃいかな。あ、じゃあもう一枚。あ、OK。$10。Okay, thank you.
Made in America, not in China.
ああ、皆さんです。安い中で襟にサイズが書いてない。あ、書いてあるんですよ。書いてあるんだけど、なんかダブル X でもなんか着れそうな気してきたから。ダブル X。ああ、でも一枚買っちゃったんだよね、俺もう。あ、ダブル X。あ、でも買っちゃったんだよね。あ、でもでかいにはでかいわ。$5とかやったら買ってくけどね。あれ多分$10は安いと思うよ。多分$20はしたんじゃない？ 投げ打ってるよ俺。まだあるかな。フラッグが欲しいんだよ。投げるかなと思って、もうフラッグやっぱ売れちゃうよね。あ、これいいじゃん。あ、ハウマッチ。あ、20。ああ、やっぱね。
It's made in the USA.
ああ、オッケー。Thank you。やっぱにいいなと思ったら20ダラだよね。いいかな。T シャツほら着るもんなかったからさ、もうまとめて洗うよりこれ着た方がいいでしょ、明日とか。ああ、いや、うんね、ちょっと落とさないようにしていかないとね、せっかく買ったものが多分着れると思うんだよね。ちょっと着てみましょうか。全く着れなかったら痩せる。着れるのかな。入ったね。ああ、Thank you。これで着れればだいぶ、あ、ちょうどだ。これこんな下にパーカー着てこれだからダブル X だ俺。あ、ダブル X ちょうどだ。もっと投げるんないかな。これ今日着れるじゃん。よかった。洗濯しなくて済んだわ。よし。あ、着れる。あ、L とか言っても分かんないわけだ。X だから。あ、着れる。ダブル X がちょうど。こうやってね、いつも投げ3年前かなんかに投げ打ってたから、今日も投げ打るのかなと思ったら、あ、投げ打るね。あ、スカルトさん、情報あるで必死になって、そして皆さん一生、あ、そうですね。そう、小さかった。でもあ、俺もね、ちょっとQの T シャツ今になって欲しいかなと思って、なぜならそんなに売ってなかった。やっぱね、貴重ですよ。なくなっちゃうからね。あ、もう帰っちゃうの？ちょっとあそこでいやー、でもあんま買うとな。でも投げ、うん、ハットあるんですよね。ハットロー、あった、昨日20ドルで買っちゃったよ俺。返品聞きますかみたいな。あるのこれ、あるんだよね。オッケー、日本語通じたよ。あれ、さっきの赤い T シャツ3枚で20とか言えばよかったかな。あ、スカーレットさん。多分ダブル X5L ぐらいあると思う。多分ね、エクストララージ、ありがとうございます。通じなかった。はいみたいな感じだったもんね。はいみたいな。何言ってんだこいつはみたいな。でもありがとうございます。おかげさまで投げ売りの T シャツを買いました。でも昔3年前買った時はなんか5L じゃなくて 4L であったわ。3L か。3L でちょうどだったわと思って。$5はな。いや、T シャツいいか。$10。多分 T シャツは20ドルぐらいしてましたよね、通常ね。だから半額買えなくてよかった、来るときに。なんか持ってるよ。いやー、 シャツはね、ほらおじさん日本帰ってもね、サイズが高いからさ、サイズじゃなくて普通に買ったら高いからさ、T シャツね1500円で買えないよ、おじさんの T シャツは。5ルとかだから。ここも投げ打ってんのかな。あ、How much? 20. おお、20。いやー、これ聞くだけ聞いて、あ、買って得したわ、柔道で買っちゃったおじさんみたいなあ、$10かみたいなね。でもう一回ちょっと戻って買ってくるかなみたいな。あ、もう帰っちゃってるよ。早いな、早いね。聞くだけ聞いて、満足するために聞いてるみたいな。いや、よかったわ。昨日の帽子だけ返品聞かないから、マジで失敗したわ。 T シャツはよかったわ。あ、今何を探してるかというと、あれ自撮り棒最後ね、これぶん投げてたんだ、ダメだって言われたから。あるかな、この辺に自撮り棒あると思うんだよね。あるとすれば持ってかれちゃったかないや、スカートルさん、あ、すみません、コメント教えていただいてありがとうございます。超える、いや超えないでしょ。いや、よかったマジでいや俺ケチなの知ってるでしょ、いつも見てる人は。いや、昨日の返品できねえのかなと思って、返品できねえよみたいな、昨日のはね。多分痩せたいんじゃない、ダブル X で切れんのないかな。今日はなさそうだな。鉄だから持ってかれちゃったかな。今頃スクラップの中いるかいああ、持ってかれちゃったかな。ないね。でもこの辺に投げたんだよね、スカーっつって。ないね、ない。これでも T シャツなんかでさ、俺ほらね、着れるからさ、トランプのイベントでいや、俺毎回いる人相当ケチなの知ってるよ。4年前もさ、ハウマッチとか聞いて、フラッグ旗$10とか言われて、とか言われて、コメント欄ではお前買えよみたいなコメントいっぱいあるんだけど、隣でハウマッチとか聞いて$5とか言われて、プリーズとか言ってさ、もう$5とかちゃんと食わせるからね。昔から見てる人は知ってるよ、俺ケチなのケチだけど、買うときはこうやってアメリカ来たり、なんていうの、T シャツ4枚買ったりする。だって買えないもん、日本じゃ高いからね。ないか、どっかないかな今日はなさそうですね。あ、こっちにもあんだ。カップス10あ、これいくら？あ、ハウマッチ$10。あ、ダブル X？
What size?
ダブル X。
Double X?
Speak Japanese? Japanese。ああ、Thank you so much。 ありがとうございます。あ、おありがとうございます。わかりました。日本人ってわかる？日本人。神奈川。Thank you so much。日本語うまいですね。日本語うまい。あ、でも一番でかいやつなんて言うんだろう。ラージサイズ、ビッゲストサイズ。$10じゃね、おじさんに。あ、ダブル X ないんだ、やっぱり。ああ、 で OK Thank you so much 大丈夫です。そうか、ダブル X ないんだ。シングル X だけ、シングル X。いやまあでもダブル X ないんで、これだけあったらあれあるかなと思ったけど、そうか。入んないかな。入んないですね。ソーリーマイビッグサイズなんでソーリー。それも欲しいなと思ったんでないか、ダブル X。そうかアメリカ人でも俺は小さすぎるか。まあいいかなこの辺で帰りましょう。この辺で帰りましょう。これいいじゃん。これダブル X、 このないかな、ダブル X これ見てもないかなんかないかやっぱり売れちゃうよね、ダブル X。 みんな俺ぐらいだもん。すいませんね、見てもらって。でも日本人って分かるみたいね、やっぱね、分かる人にはね。すいません。外出たらやっぱ鼻炎で、やっぱ正直ね、結構体に来てるんですよ。いや、ニクラ体より頭に来てんだろみたいなねやっぱないか。すいません。じゃあいいや、帰ろう。お金残しとかないと日本に帰れなくなっちゃうから。ないか。ノーか。ノー。Thank you so much。ありがとうございます。God bless you。Thank you so much 自分なりに滑らかに言ったつもりです。じゃあ行きましょう。でもほら、泣き売りしてたからなんか得したよね。やっぱでも自撮りもないかな。ここなんだよね。思いっきりぶん投げたからないか。どっか入ってないか。やっぱ持ってっちゃうかね。じゃあ行きますかよし、じゃあ、この辺で一回終わりにして、皆さんありがとうございます。良い一日。そうですね、ありがとうございます。全部安く叩き買いして日本に送ってでも商店するしか。そうですね、確かにね。だってね、半額ですからね半額。昨日のマガハット返品したいんだけどマジで。やっぱね、昨日のみんなに通販、そうですね、みんなに通販、そうですね。でもね、ダブル X 切れた。こっち来たらね、このお店は向こうで叩き打ったものをなんだろうな、ほら満足するためにいくらですかって聞くお店だよね。こっちはね、もう$20とか出たらラッキーとか思っちゃうもん。いやでも最高でしたね。買い物よりトランプ大統領の話しろよみたいなね。いやでもやっぱいいね本当最高でしたね。ちょっと今日はニューヨークのねホールみたいじゃなくて画角がちょっと悪かったなって個人的には満足してないんですよ、配信には。だけどやっぱトランプ大統領はすごいね。よかったよ。そう、半額セール。帽子なんか半額なんじゃない？$5って言ってたもんね。いやーよかったわ。ホテルだから鍵大丈夫じゃない。今回のホテルはもう大丈夫ですね。前回の本当やばかった。マジで思われさんだりしてヘルプミーって何回言ったことかいやよかった。 T シャツ家で着るもんないからさ、ほらねえ、冬に備えられますよ。 影薄い。いや、そうなんですよ。もう本当に朝8時ぐらいからとかで腰が痛かったりしたんですけど、ほら前のおばあちゃん、前のお姉さんも動くの大変そうでしょ。もう俺もそんな感じ、朝からだからあんな感じですよ本当に。もう皆さんのコメントと気合で持ってる感じですよ。俺もあんな感じだよ本当は。ちょっと一回座って一回終わりにして帰るライブやりますかね、サブチャンネルで。帰るっつってもそんなに遠くないから、よいしょよいしょ。やっぱね、首よりジンバルの方が楽ですね。いや首も楽だけど、いや本当お疲れ様でした。いや皆さんお疲れ様でした。いや本当皆さんもですよ。新倉さんが面白くてありがとうございます。いや本当にね、ありがとうございます。いやでも投げ売りは最後閉まったね。最後閉まりましたよね。俺個人的には配信、昨日ニューヨークの配信と比べてよく映ってなかったから、毎日とかいて上に行けばよかったなと思ってちょっと満足してないんですよ。トランプ大統領の演説は満足したんですけど、でも最後閉まったね、投げ売りで言ったことが当たりましたもんね。いや最後投げ売りしてるんですよみたいな言ってたでしょ俺。だから昨日のマガハット返品したいんだよね。返品聞かねえよみたいなね。なんで20で買っちゃったんだろう、いつもせこい俺が。やっぱ雰囲気ですかね。はい。今日そう10時までしかやってないんですよスーパー。もうこの時間じゃダメですね。あそこにセブンがあるんで、あそこにセブンが、あそこに見えます？セブンがあるの。奥に松屋があるんで、好きやが松屋食って帰ります。ねえよみたいなね。日本のセブンと一緒に住んだみたいな感じですけど、はい。いや本当に俺知ってるでしょ、昔から見てる人は相当ケチなの。本当に返品はしないよ。ただ心の中でマガハット買えなければ T シャツあと2枚買いたなと思って、マガハットあるもんなみたいな。なんで買っちゃったのかなとちょっと思ってます。はい、牛丼ありますよ、奥に。セブンの奥に大体すき家か松屋が。いやないよ、ないよ。いや本当はね、そうスーパーがあったんだけど、今日昨日のチキンの残りかな。じゃあね、そう会場、いやでもちょっと上でもよかったかもしれない。今後の反省だね。アリーナで後ろだとこうなってないと後ろが見えない、前の人の頭になっちゃう。でももしかして左にずれてさ、こういう斜めの席の方がちょっと良かったかもしれないですね。帽子でちょうどいいんじゃないの？ケチじゃなくないです。ありがとうございます。だから最後本当ね、行きに T シャツ買わなくてよかったなと思ってと思いましたね。あとワシントンかな。ちょっと日が空いちゃうかもしれないけど、ワシントン、あとちょっと近いところであればまた考えます。ワシントンはどうしても行きたいなと思います。ワシントン、そう、あと場所ですね。でこの T シャツで行けるじゃないですか、ワシントン。やっぱトランプビクトリースピーチの時は T シャツこういう服で行きましょうね。でも寒いよね、よく考えたら。このパーカー着ていきゃいいんだ。はい、いい買い物ができました。しかも日本人ですかって言われて、そうマガハットとか貴重ですよ。日本でも売ってるけどみたいな話を潰すなみたいな話を。でも T シャツはね、多分色は売ってないな。何枚か売ってるんだけど、この色はなかったな。ちょっと痩せたと思いますよ。ワシントン DC で、そうだね、ニューヨークの人から11月5日6日はそのトランプビクトリースピーチがワシントンである可能性があるし、ホワイトハウス奪還だからトランプ支持者が集まるとは俺は個人的には思ってるんだよね。でどこ行こうかと思ってたんですよ。テキサスにするか フロリダに、フロリダはちょっと分かんないから行けないけど、ワシントンっていう話があったから、11月6日あたりは5、6ぐらいはワシントンです。はい、よかったっす、皆さん。そう言っていただいて、盛り上がっていただいて。アマゾンで買う、T シャツ系や、でも1200円ぐらいで売ってた気がするな。はい。そう考えると、ドルだから、あれかもしれない。ドルだから。違うわ。日本で買うのこんなできるのないかもしれない。WX は。実際に見るとそんなに太ってないのに。あなたは本当の愛国者だ。いや、アンクルサムさんに、また来ましたって言ったらね、俺の翻訳機を手に取って、あなたは本当の愛国者だって言ってくれましたからね。俺もそれ使うことにします。なんか気分がいいこと言ってくれた人には、あなたは本当の愛国者ですみたいなさ。思ったね。はい。アメリカに行くとそうですね。だって WX ないってことはみんな買ってくわけでしょ。WX を。俺がレギュラーサイズですよ。だから普通の X とかはサイズ S なんじゃない？サイズ S。そう、素晴らしいメッセージでしょ。あなたは本当の愛国者だと俺感動してスクショ撮ってあるもんね。中川さんもお疲れ様です。皆さんもお疲れ様です。ではね、最後良かったなと思います。本当に。また、トランプまだあと1週間ありますからね。勝ちましょう。トランプが勝って日本も世界も勝ちましょう。ということでね、皆さんいつもありがとうございます。高評価コメントもありがとうございます。動画を最後まで見ていただいてありがとうございました。2024年トランプ大統領で決まりです。ありがとうございました。失礼いたします。